next question for you. Cash flow. You're in the construction industry. You're rolling 20th of the month with wages kind of dribbling out in between. What's your perspective on it? Are you worried about it? Yeah, where do you sit?
Yeah, my first thought or fear out of all of this was, well, after I'd considered my family's health, my wife's health, all that kind of thing, it was our finances. And I thought the biggest impact would be cash flow, and it was biggest thing that made me feel any sort of panic. Right, how are we going to survive this unknown? And that was creating anxiety, stress, some odd behaviour. That was the main cause, is the unknown part. Obviously, always have a bit of an issue around getting paid on the 20th. Right, that's a pretty standard thing in the construction industry.
Unfortunately,
but we've put a lot of work into it over the last year. That is significant how that performs, right, and put a structure in place. So that sort of set us up in quite a good space. I was concerned around this month. Right, yesterday was the 20th. The one got announced just before it. There was a lot of goodwill and there was a whole lot of cash flying around, and money went out pretty quick, and our bank accounts were full. And so that feeling of being worried about cash went away actually quite quickly. And then once I'd done my sort of back of the envelope equation on what cash flow would look for like when we reduced down to a hibernation type mode, while still keeping a staff at 80%, I could see the period we could last at this lockdown, and I was comfortable with it. And that was when I was able to put the cash to the side and go, right, I've got other things to focus on. As long as we go, we're going to get the cash in and do everything we can to get that cash in as fast as we can. I can then focus my attention onto these improvement projects and filling the pipeline, or like you say, Cam, making it rain for the rest of the business going forward. And so cash became less of an importance to me.
Probably because you did that hard work early. Like there'd be no point trying to get the money in on the 20th. You acted even pre-lockdown, right? The chase had started around getting that money in.
Yeah, this clarity and sort of that we had with our improvement project and our roles and our cash, it probably came the week before when we started looking at, we don't know what's coming, but it's going to get tight with cash, and there's going to be some strange behaviour happening. And so all of our payment terms, we're going to require deposits for some of them, and we're going to just heavily chase with 2 days in advance follow-up calls to get paid. And then that was from our accounts team, and then I was then going to call all of our stuff, all of our clients that we have any work in progress with, and negotiate part payments, which at a time like that with so much uncertainty, we got to be pretty proud of us as people, because everyone was so understanding that we had no concerns. And I'd say that I think within 2 days, we had 98%, 2 days past the 20th of last month, we had 98% paid. Coming into this month, we had another huge amount. There are still some sums, but day one, day two tomorrow, our accounts team, Karen, she is on their ass in a polite way, in a lovely way that Karen is, but it's necessary, and it gives me a hell of a lot of comfort that cash is still not a problem for us.
Awesome. Cool. That's a good cash story out of all of this.
Yeah. What I actually liked about it is I stressed about cash, and on as the big subject in general to begin with, and it actually drove me to take some action. And then once we did the calculations and we got the reality of the situation, and that was, like I said, that was actually a rough cash flow forecast. It wasn't a big technical one that took ages to pump out, but it was one, and there was a process that gave me comfort, and we knew that wasn't something that needed to be, we didn't need to put too much effort into it, because we actually can't predict the future. So all we could do is work on basically no revenue is the easiest way, and our cash that we currently have, and what are our minimum outgoings every month, and that can be done really quick. So we did it really quick, and everything's an upside from it. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.